We are here at KitsuneCon with our friend Tiffany Grant. And it's been a whole month since we've last seen you, Tiffany.
Wow. How time flies.
I'm sure you've been really busy too. You're always really busy.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of traveling this year. So since I've seen you, I went to a convention in Perth, Australia, and I had a great time down there. Yeah. So I went to, this year so far, I did a convention in Ireland, then I went to Milwaukee, and then I went to Australia, and then I came back to Wisconsin. So it seems kind of patterned.
Exactly. You've been all over the place. But we like having you in Wisconsin. It's a little less cold this time.
Yes, it is, and thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Slightly above freezing.
So how was Australia? That's awesome.
Oh, it was great. Very, very hot. Very hot. Lots of marsupials. Love the marsupials. I had a great time. The fans down there are really fantastic.
That's awesome. Is there anything specific that you noticed that was like specifically interesting about going to a con in Australia?
I've been to a lot of conventions in Australia, and the biggest difference there is that the show that I'm most known for, which would be Evangelion, it ran on regular broadcast television there. So a lot of anime fans in Australia, they got their original interest in anime from watching Evangelion on TV, which is not something that happened in this country.
Yeah, no.
So the fans there have a very different relationship with Evangelion than people do here. For them, it's like their equivalent of Dragon Ball, basically.
Gotcha.
Something like that.
It's
pretty super.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's fantastic. That's super cool.
Yeah.
That's a totally, gotta be a totally different perspective of that show.
It's very awesome.
Speaking of Evangelion, I know that some people may not have seen the third movie yet.
Right, it has not yet been released.
But we are super nerds, and we personally on the X Geek staff have in fact seen it. And I just wanted to ask how it was in terms of, because this is something you're going back and kind of not necessarily redoing, but you're revisiting kind of the same storyline that's just tweaked a little different.
Right.
So was that a different feeling than kind of taking, more than, I'm going back to Asuka as a character and I'm doing new things, but you're actually going back and you're doing kind of the same stuff a different way?
It's this really, even though the second film was obviously a departure, a different direction for the new Asuka, this was yet again completely, totally different. And I think I can safely say, without spoiling, because it's revealed right at the beginning of the movie and pretty widely known, but 14 years have passed.
Yeah.
So Asuka, even though she looks the same, she's now an adult. So that was really mentally a difference to think about. Okay, yes, she looks the same, but she's an adult. She's 28 years old now.
Exactly.
So this is really a very different Asuka than any of the previous Asukas that we've seen. So that was a really different challenge mentally, and as an actor thinking about Asuka in those terms.
Yeah, especially for a character. I mean, I know obviously you get so attached, you get so into the community and into your characters too. So I think that's really cool that, obviously, like as a Shameless fan, I think it's really cool that you kind of got to go back and visit this character in a different way.
I'm very, very attached to Asuka naturally, so I'm very protective about anything that happens to her. The old Asuka, the new Asuka, whatever. I love her.
More questions about Evangelion. Can you tell what I watch? But I know I've heard tell you speak some German.
Right.
And you actually translated some of Asuka's lines for the German version?
Yes. In the new movies, it's not really mentioned at all anything about her German heritage or really anything along those lines. But of course, in the TV series, it was a very large component of her character, the fact that she was from Germany and she did speak German. So that was a great opportunity for me, and I really enjoyed being able to translate all of that dialogue and write all of the German dialogue for her. So that was super fun.
Would you mind saying a few of Asuka's lines in German for us?
Du bist ein Idiot!
That's excellent. I'm
just really, you're an idiot, but du wärst ein Mensch, pure pervert. So. Yeah, I got to say that a lot.
That's excellent. Yeah, I couldn't wonder why. That's excellent. Now we have another question kind of in a different direction. Obviously, you've been kind of in the community for so long, but before you were a voice actor, was there anything when you were growing up, or even when you were still doing kind of like the theater side of things, were there any kind of like TV shows or cartoons that kind of inspired you, or even that you just really enjoyed?
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, interestingly, when I was very young, two of my favorite shows that I watched were both Japanese, and I did not know it at the time, but Speed Racer and Ultraman, funny enough. And then later on, in the 80s, I became a huge fan of Robotech. And again, I had no idea when I was originally watching that had anything to do with Japan. But yeah, there were a lot of different TV shows and movies that inspired me over the years. But I've always thought that was a kind of an interesting coincidence that starting out with Speed Racer and Ultraman and then ending up with working in that same industry. It's really kind of an interesting circle of life, so to speak.
That's really fantastic. Well, while we have you here, is there anything that you're really excited about that you're currently working on that we want to make sure we plug that?
Well, a couple of things. There is a live-action film series that I'm working on, the Decatura films, which in English we're referring to as the Big Bad Mama-san films. There are 4 of them, and I am the voice of the Big Bad Mama, so it's like a lady trucker. The films are really funny, and they're cool, and the first 2 of them are out so far. So there's Big Bad Mama-san and Smokey and the Bushido. And then the next 2, I don't know, we'll be doing later this year. And also Infinite Stratos, another German character that I played. So
with an eye patch.
Yes, with an eye patch, coincidentally. I know, it's crazy, right? And so the first series came out a couple of years ago. It was very successful, and I did the scripts for that as well as playing the German character Laura Bodevig. And then the second series, we're going to be doing it sometime later this year. I don't really know the timeline, but I'm really looking forward to getting to work on that. And one more plug I will put in is for Little Busters, which was a Russian character that I played, Kudryavka. And the first series has already come out and recorded the second series, and I played, of course, reprised my role of the same character and played my own mother in the second series. So that was really fun. I don't speak Russian, but I can do a pretty good Russian accent. So.
Awesome. Well, Tiffany, thank you so much for taking some more time to speak with us and letting us geek out over Evangelion, because that is a lot of what we do at X Geek.
Happy to help.
Well, guys, Tiffany Grant, voice actress, screenwriter, all-around awesome person, globetrotter. We thank you so much for having us, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend in sunny Wisconsin.
Sunny Wisconsin. Thanks.
Alrighty, well, I am here with Eric Manns, DJ Cade with KitsuneCon here. Eric, thanks for joining us on the Con Report, man.
No problem.
Tell us a little bit about the rave last night. How did things go?
Things went very well. All the DJs were on top of their A game. There was a little bit of an electrical issue where we had some sound cutting out, but the crowd was amazing. Everything went extremely well, and I think it was overall a success.
Yeah,
we had Revolution Boy out, big Vocaloid guest DJ, and a lot of other great local guys. So yeah, it was really good. So.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah, you must have got everything ironed out, because I stopped in there later in the night and everything seemed to be
Yeah, it was just a temporary thing. I mean, we got it sorted out after 15 minutes.
So you mentioned Revolution Boy. What are the DJs that you have out last night?
We had DJ Kamikaze, who is also on Otaku tonight. No Censor, who is both of whom were here last year. A guy out of Chicago called Theotoxin, who's a great guy. We also had Jeffito, and of course Jamie, our big Vocaloid. He does a lot of his own remixes, as well as doing his own just DJ mixes.
Oh, so. That's awesome. Yeah. So what's coming up for you personally, man?
Honestly, not too much. I'm going to be working with you guys at No Brand Con on lighting and stuff, and after that, I've kind of got the rest open. I mean, I'm going to be working in my secret lair on my evil experiments, and yeah.
And again, I know you're a hard dance guy. Anything new? Any new genres you're experimenting with, or anything like that?
I'm trying to get more into I'm actually trying to go back into more housey, electro housey stuff, and kind of blend it so that it's a ascending set where it goes from electro house to maybe hard dance, something like that. Try to mix up more genres. Just kind of experiment with everything. But yeah, that's my favorites.
Great. Well, Cade, we're gonna check you out at No Brand Con. DJ Cade with KitsuneCon here, their rave director. Fantastic. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you. Thanks again to Tiffany Grant and DJ Cade for being on our show. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook pages for more xgeek.com goodness. While you're here, be sure to check out our first interview with Tiffany Grant, and check out our other show, Gaming Under the Influence, while you're at it.